So now we're doing find the part, whole, and percent. And we're still in the book 10.1a percent. So you have to know the difference between the part and the whole. So this whole cup can hold 500 milliliters. So that's the whole. But there's only 200 milliliters of water in the cup, so that's the part. Here, if you think of a test, in total there were 50 questions on the test, the whole, but you only got 42 correct. So that's the part. You got some of them correct. And then that's the percent. So in English, we can say that many different ways. We can say 42 out of 50 is 84%. 42 out of 50 is 84%. Or we can say 42 is 84% of 50. Or we can say 84% of 50 is 42, which makes things complicated. But in English, we almost always have a word of in front of the whole number. So if you see, of in front of the whole, of in front of the whole. So whatever the whole is, there's usually an of in front of it, because that can help you find it. So if you know, well, this is easy to find as the percent, because that's a percent sign. This is the whole, so the other number must be the part. So let's look. It says fill in the blanks with percent, part, or whole. So here's the of, so we know that's the whole. 6 is the whole. And if we look at the picture, yep, the whole cup can hold 6. 50, well, that's easy because it has a percent sign, so it's the percent. Well, this is the whole because it has the of, and that's the percent, so that one must be the part. So 24 is the part. 32 has the of, so that's the whole. $33 has the percent, so it's the percent. 12 has the of, so that's the whole. That's the percent, so that must be the part. So 4 is the part. 128 has the of, so that means the whole. 32, well, that's the percent. That has the of, so that's the whole. So that must be the part. 6 has the of, so that's the whole. 16 has the of, so that's the whole. So, 25 is the percent. Okay. So now we're going to use, where is it? We're going to use this to help you solve all the problems, okay? So whenever we find the part, we put it here. When we find the whole, we put it down. And here we put the percent, but the percent must be a decimal, okay? What I'm going to do is I'm going to give you two numbers, and you have to find the third. So if you have these two, you just multiply them together to get the missing one, the part. If you have these two, you divide them, and that gives you the whole. If you have these two, you divide them, and it gives you the percent. Okay? We're going to use that to help us. Let's go to page 16. So the first thing we do is we draw a triangle. Okay, this is the left, the right, and up. So first of all, I see percent. Well, percent always goes here on the right, but I have to change it to a decimal first. So I'm going to divide by 100. So 25 divided by 100, 0.25. So here it goes 0.25. Now the 80, is that the part or the whole? Well, because it has the of there, I know it's going to be the whole. So 80 goes down here because the whole always goes down. But now I have these two numbers, so I multiply them together, and that's going to tell me what the part is. So it says, what is 25% of 80? Well, let's do it. 80 times 20. So that means 20 out of 80 is 25%. So the part that helps you really understand this question is thinking of it as a test. So in total you had 80 questions, and the part is how many you got correct. So I got 20 correct, and it says I got 25%. So if you got this on a test, and it says you have to draw the face, this helps you. You have to go, oh, I'm sad, because 25% is not very good. Okay. Let's look at number 4. So let's draw this. Left, right, up. Right away I can see 60%. I know that goes here, so I'm going to change it to a percent, a decimal I mean. So I divide it by 100. So 60 divided by 100 is 0.6, or 0.60, same thing. So this goes here. 60% is 0.60. Now I have to go, is this the part or the whole? Well, there's no of in front. The of is over here. Of what number? Of, which means we're looking for the whole. Of what number? 75 is 60% of what number? That means we don't know the whole. So that's the part. So if I have these two numbers, it says use divide. So I'm going to divide these two. So 75 divided by 0.60 is 125. So down here, you know, the whole is 125. So on the test, there was 125 questions. You got 75 correct, and so you got 60% on the test. I'd say, okay, I didn't fail, so I give myself a face like that. Okay, let's do number 3. Left, right, and up. Well, I see 65%, so I know it goes here. Let's change it to a decimal. 65 divided by 100 is 0.65. This says of 500, so that means it's the whole, and it goes down here because the whole always goes down on the bottom. Okay, so 500 down here. We don't know the part, so if I have these two, I use multiply. So now I have to go 500 times 0.65. So that's 325. So my part is 325. So on my test, there's 500 questions. I got 325 correct, and so I got 65% on the test. And I go, okay, it's not so bad. I didn't fail. Maybe I forgot to study. Okay, let's go to the next page. Let's do number 1. Right away when I look, I go, there's no percent. It says 60 is what percent of 880, so we don't have the percent. We have to find it. Which one is the whole? Well, this one is, because it has the of. So 180, 60. And when I have these two, I have to divide. So 60 divided by 180 is 0.33333 blah, 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 blah. So we have to times this. Oh, but that's not a decimal. We have to change it, but that's not a percent. We have to change it to a percent. So we have to go this times 100. So that's equal to 33.33333%, which is approximately 33%. So we'll say it's approximately 33%. So on the test, there was 180 questions. You got 60 correct, and so your percent was 33%. Oh, okay, that's not good. Okay, and if you look at this, that's your triangle. 60 is the part, 180 is the whole, and 33% is the percent. So if you remember your test grade, you'll remember this triangle, because it's exactly the same copy-paste if you draw a triangle over this. Okay, let's do number 4. What is 85% of 180? Oh, look at that of. We know that's the whole because it has an of. 85%, you have to change it to a decimal. So 85 divided by 100 is 0.85, and it always goes here as a decimal. And if I have these two, is it times or divide? Let's look. Times. So I'm going to times that to find the part. So 180 times 153. That's my part. So on it, if it's a test, I had 180 questions. I got 153 correct. That means I got 85% on the test. Yay! I'm happy. I studied. Okay. How's that? Is it okay? Maybe we'll do one more. Boom, 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 boom. Let's do 3 on page 18. Okay. Alright. There's no percent. Right away I see there's no percent. So 180 meters is what percent of 2,000 meters of? That means that's the whole. And that's the part. Oops, not too many zeros. So if I have these two, then I have to divide them to find the percent. 180. If you forget what to put in your calculator first, you can use this button and go 180 over 2,000. It's the same thing as divide. 0.0, oh shoot. 180 over 2,000. 0.09. What percent? But that's not a percent. I have to change this to a percent. So I have to go times 100. That's a funny 100. Let me do that again. Times 100, and that equals 9%. Okay, so if it was a test, there was 2,000 questions, and you got 180 correct, and you got 9% on the test. That's like, I don't know what happened, but 2,000 questions? That's a lot of questions. Okay.